Hello from Smolens. This is the podcast Pigeon of Peace where we discuss awesome skills of troubleshooters. Watch, listen, and check the comments to see the questions below. Let's speak about cosmology and let's start with the definition.
Cosmology is a very funny thing. We live in a space, but we never think about this. It could be compared as, for example, we are small shrimp. We live in the ocean and we look for corals, for stones, for fishes, but we never think that ocean is very huge. The same with people. We live on a small stone planet. And you know, it's funny, we call it stone, but 70% of the surface is covered by water. And we live in solar system. And this solar system goes to galaxy which is called Milky Way, and this Milky Way is going to be part of the space of universe, and this universe is also big enough to know a lot of things about it. For example, as shrimp never think about whales, about basking sharks, about squids. The same people never think about asteroids and about comets. Is it okay to say comet?
Comet is good.
Comet, and it's very pity to hear, but in Russian we will say that our sun is a very заурядная звезда. Just
Casual
a common
star.
Just a casual star. You know, for us it's a source of living. We have light, we have power, and we have center of our system. But in the space, far more huge objects are located. You know, it's could be compared, for example, we are a small so-called, I know how to say, прилипала рыба. Рыба прилипала.
Sticky fish.
Sticky fish, okay. And we, for example, live on the baby shark, and we have never been looking for a great whale shark. And suddenly we will understand that our fish is, I don't know, several times smaller, and we will understand that we are not the yes, we're part of the universe, but we are not the center of it. And you know, it's also very sorry to hear. Also in Russian language, there is a saying that we live in a very dead end of the galaxy, and it is like to live somewhere in трущобы.
Probably favelas or
Favelas
yeah.
in Brazil. Oh yes, okay.
Slums.
Slums, okay.
So when we look into the cosmology and maybe I would say we probably may look into the practicality of thing. If let's say we're flying on a rock and probably all of the power that we can accumulate on the earth, giving that, you know, like each country would give enough to just, you know, like get out of the space, it still might not be enough just, you know, like to explore everything. So what's the point to know what is around us?
I will give you several topics, maybe you know, but let's repeat our scholar program. There exist three speeds which we call like a space speed. To fly around the Earth, we need to have a speed something about 8,000 kilometers per second. To fly away from the Earth, we should have a speed, so-called second space speed, with 11,000 kilometers per second. To fly away from the sun, we need 16,000 kilometers per second. To fly away from a galaxy Milky Way, as we thought, it would be like 18,000 kilometers. And to be sure that we on the same page, let's imagine if our galaxy, if our sun, and if our Earth would stop at the moment, we will fly far away forward with speed of 450,000 kilometers per second. So we are driving with full speed across the huge space. And you know, it was started from a Big Bang time. Right now, we live approximately in 12 billion years from this Big Bang time, and we know how it's happened. So it was very condensed вещество, substance, which exploded. Sorry?
Matter, like a black matter.
Matter, and it was exploded, and we know everything what was happened after 4 seconds. But you know, even right now, we couldn't understand what was on the first second, on the second, and on the third. If we will go, for example, 100 years ago, it was Gerbert Wells who wrote a novel which was called like War Between the Worlds. Is it okay to say? By Namirov.
Yes. Yes.
And in this novel, there was thinking what would happen if we have some people or some other creatures living on the closest planet. And closest planet for us, it could be Mars and also Venus. But to be honest, there is not easy to live on Venus because the temperature on the surface would approximately 450 degrees by Celsius. It's very hot. More likely we will live, for example, in some 20 or 30 years on the Mars. It has gravity a bit less than on Earth, but its temperature, it's quite comfortable to live. Yes, we could find some caves, or maybe we'll build artificial structures and we could live. But the same success we could live also on Moon. And we will create bases, and it would be like one step to the space bases. And where we will go next, no one knows, because there are no planets on the solar system we could live. For example, if we will talk about other planets, for example, Mercury, how to say?
Mercury.
Mercury, it's very close to the sun. It's going very fast. I don't know exactly, but maybe a year is twice shorter than a year on our planet. And it is not easy to stay there because we will feel solar storm very often. And our electronic equipment will go out, will black out, will burn out very often. So where we would live? For example, if we'll talk about Saturn or Pluto or Neptunus, on these planets could be rains with alcohol or rains with diamonds. Another thoughts, why we would leave our planet to live somewhere else? Maybe we'll collect these diamonds. But if we will make calculations, suddenly we will understand if we will, for example, collect a lot of diamonds from other planets within our solar system, their price would be not enough to cover expenses for fuel and for R&D. So right now we have no economical reason to go from the solar system. But from other side, close to our Earth, sometimes we are flying some asteroids, and some of them would consist a lot of gold and platinum, and NASA right now trying to create programs, maybe we'll capture them. Right now, for example, you could have a huge ship and you will go and capture some part of iceberg, you will go to the beach and then you will melt it and you will make it part of the drinking water or even alcohol. The same thing we could make with those asteroids which are completely made from gold.
And when we actually look into the cosmology and, we try to map out all of the things that located around us. So obviously we may know that there are planets, systems, or maybe some objects that travel in between. But what are other objects we need to be aware in case of have our pictures to be completely full?
No one knows what these black holes, or also I know how to say mole holes, кротовые норы, червоточины, mole holes.
Wormholes.
Wormholes. This is a part of space which are curved so that you will go in one direction and then you will go from another direction. There is an explanation, for example, Möbius, I don't know how to say, lenta, Möbius stripe.
Stripe is a good one.
Möbius stripe. For example, you will have a part of paper, then you will flip it out for one time and take it together. And if you will put, for example, fly on this type, this fly always will go and never will stop. So the same maybe with wormholes. Another very funny thing is black matter. It is very compound, it is very huge, and maybe most part of our universe is containing these black matters. Maybe we'll find some other stuff. For example, right now we're thinking about solar wind. There are a lot of satellites which are trying to go far away from solar system, and now several billionaires trying to build another type of satellites which will use, I don't know how to say, parus.
Sail.
which will use like solar panels as a sail. So yes, they will take these photons as energy, and also these photons would strike this sail as wind on the sea, and these satellites maybe will go forever. And it's very unusual thing to know. And also there is one question which was very special for people. How many stars on the sky? And ancient Greeks, they have a quite good answer. They say, if we look at the sky, at the sea, or at the sky, and we see some small dots, but between them something black, this means that amount of stars in our universe could be counted, because some of these stars may be already dead, and we just could see their lights because the light also has its speed. The far located the star, the longer this light will go for us. But if we will have unlimited amount of stars, we will not see these dark places. Everything would be light. So it's very easy to understand that maybe we have like 3,000 stars which could be seen by usual people's eye.
And probably the question before the last one. So as the humanity, maybe we definitely have our own limitations in terms of the bodies, in terms of the vessels that we could use to travel. But what might be potential steps for us to explore the depths of the cosmos? Even it could be not really us, but maybe our avatars or our bodies that could be, you know, like traveling or preserved for a long time. What might be foreseeable on maybe not so foreseeable future for humanity to look into the vast areas of the space?
If we will talk about distance in the space, usually we use a so-called measure like speed of light for 1 year. Is it okay to say
Light year?
Light year, sorry. So it's a very tremendous speed. But to go to Alpha Centauri or other well-known stars, it would take us like, for example, 400 years or even more. So it is not likely that we will travel, but maybe it would be done by drones. For example, right now we have several wars around Russian Federation, and we use the less people body as it possible. We use FPV, first person view drones. The same would be with space. This is also an answer, is it possible to meet aliens? No, quite often we will meet drones, and they would be sent by creatures which are maybe already dead for 1 million years or maybe even 10 million years. The same would be with us. First, we have no reason to fly far away. Second, if we will have aliens, they will visit our planet because they have technology to travel through space, to travel through time, and they will note us much faster than with them. It could be compared with fishes. Man right now could catch the fish, but fish couldn't catch the man. So we more well developed. And if aliens could exist, and if they could come, they are more developed. If we will come to the strange planet and we will find some creatures, we would be developed. Who will visit this race is more developed.
And those are all of the reasons why do we need to know cosmology and how it could possibly make the world a better place. And we review the skilled cosmology and how it could help to you stay in peace.